highlights channel of the Ranveer Show. This is TRS Clips. You've interacted with a deity.
Yes.
You want to share that experience?
My father-in-law had organized one Buta Kola in a place called Bontadka, a very, very tiny village near Mudbidre. So he went and approached the deity and said that my son-in-law has to have a good business run. So make sure that the businesses run very well. So, and then that's when the deity said, I will be there to protect your business. You need not worry about it. And then he may give a kunkum or a leaf, whatever in his hand. There's this areca nut leaf, the plantain. We call it as adike in Kannada. The tobacco areca nut plant. He may give that as a mark of blessing or as a mark of a good gesture. We may have to keep it in our business entity.
What deity was it?
It was Panjurli,
Same as Kantara.
same as Kantara. Yeah, Panjurli is well spread in the entire region.
Okay.
Why Panjurli is because people there rely on agriculture, and Panjurli is a deity wherein she protects the crops of of that region. So, which is very important. See, there is security and protection of the people, security and protection of the livestock, like the cows, the cats, the dogs, everything. Most important is the protection of the crops against rain, against excess rain, and against pigs eating them, against peacocks destroying them. We have a lot of entities which comes and destroys. So we want Panjurli to protect it. So whoever comes from agricultural background, who are jamindars, jagirdars, they all have Panjurli as their protective deity.
Did your relationship change with Panjurli after this?
Yes.
In what?
I have a small story to tell.
Sure.
I'm a full-time baker. I run food processing units in Karnataka. I was served a notice. I had built the biggest food court in Hubli. That's the second largest city in Karnataka. I had built a food court with about 16 stores. It was doing fantastically well. It was a flourishing business. I got a notice from corporation of that city saying that that building is not does not have fire protection. Some lame excuse from the government, and I was served a notice. And in next 2 days, the entire building was demolished.
What?
Yeah, entire food court was demolished. So it was a flourishing. It was a landmark property in the city. So it was a bar and restaurant before, and I took that off and I did a good, neat, very, very approachable food court in the city.
For families.
For families, for everybody. So it was a great landmark. Suddenly I was served a notice and it was destroyed. That is when, until then, I was, I used to go to temples, I used to go to these Buta Kolas, but I was not very serious about it. Once this thing happened, it was a big hit for my business because if I have to speak financially, I had invested about 1 crore plus money in that. I was taken aback. I was not disappointed, but I had guts in me. That's okay. But then that is when I thought of going back to my roots. My roots in South Canara, my roots in Mudbidre, Mangalore. When I went there, me and my mother went. We visited our Kuladeva, we paid homage, tribute to our Daivas. While coming back, we take a usual road map from Hubli to Mudbidre. That day, I decided to take a different route. Let's try a different route. And then we got into the deepest of the deep jungles inside Karnataka. And while driving, on my left side, I could see a temple. On the end of this left eye, I could see one temple which I passed by. I thought I stopped my vehicle. I thought of coming back. When I came back, I saw it's a temple of Korgaja. Korgaja is again a Kshetrapala. He's a that you've seen in Kantara, the climax. This thing Guliga is also Kshetrapala. So Guliga and Korgaja are very similar. very fiercest ferocious forms of Bhutas. So I went inside and I said, there was a pujari who was conversing with Korgaja in Tulu. And then we said, we've come from Hubli. We're just going by, we're just passing by, we just stopped. He said, no. Korgaja has called you. Something has happened to you in your town. Something on a very big scale has happened to you in your town. That is when Korgaja has called you here, you and your son. He was talking to my mother. So he said, Korgaja has called you and your son, and he will make sure that he will protect you and your property there in Hubli.
When you're saying he was talking to the deity, you mean he was in that room, the Bhuta?
No, this is a temple.
Okay.
So we have Korgaja temples open for public.
Okay.
Buta Kola is for individual properties.
Understood.
So there is a temple open for public.
And the priest was in communion with the deity?
Yes. Because through that priest, judgments pass on.
Like the priest was an oracle in some ways?
Yes. He was an oracle, and people gather there to seek justice. Because they cannot wait for years and years in the Indian jurisdiction. They go for a quick solution. So he was talking with that deity, and then that's when we entered. We went to that temple for the first time. We had not seen that temple before. We had not traversed through that way before. In my 32 years, 33 years, I haven't gone to that route. I was taken aback. When that priest said, something happened to you in your city, and he will stand there, and you need not worry. Once he said that, I came back and opened 7 more stores. I had lost 1 crore. I had lost my food court. After all these things, I visited my native Kuladeva, and I visited Korgaja. And when I built 7 stores, I was like, these gods are there with me to protect.
As your business grew 7 times, technically.
Yes.
7x growth.
When the demolition happened, I had only 3 stores left. And soon after the demolition, when I went and met Korgaja, I came with 10 stores, say within 2 or 3 months.
2 or 3 months?
Yes. So this I see as a miracle or guidance given by these deities.
As in the money just came into your life?
There were many people who came asking for franchise. So I gave new franchises. There were many opportunities that came by for me to open.
This is what people don't understand. I want to share something from my eyes as well.
Mm-hmm.
The deity that I'm worshipping right now, I'm not going to name it. I think many people know it already, but I've been told not to talk about it often. But there is a particular deity I'm worshipping.
Mm-hmm.
I have spoken about it in a few episodes. I feel that since I've started worshipping that deity and doing the mantras upon that deity, things have started flowing much faster in my life because opportunity came and visited me.
Yes.
I feel I was the same person 2 years back, and if I'd got these opportunities 2 years back, it would have happened then. But opportunities and their timing are not in your hand.
Correct.
Which is what people need to understand.
Absolutely.
That there is something called divine timing at play.
Right.
But when you connect with the deities, maybe sometimes that divine timing can happen earlier.
Right.
Do you agree?
Absolutely. It depends on you whether you are mature enough to take that opportunity.
Or if you are open enough to have faith that this happens in people's lives.
Correct.
So these are playlists made especially for you. We've tailor-made learning experiences for you in DRS Clips.